Hey there, Nika is here. Did you get a chance to tune into President Biden's latest speech? It was a masterclass in propaganda and psychological manipulation.
Congress needs to pass supplemental funding for Ukraine before they break for the holiday resources. Simple as that.
Biden tried to pressure Congress to pass a new military package for Ukraine, warning that unless they acted quickly, Russian tanks would bulldoze Ukraine and eventually cross the border with NATO, leading to a situation where American troops are fighting Russian troops. Let's cut through the apocalyptic paranoia and look at what's really going on. Here are the 7 psychological manipulation that Biden used in his speech. Urgency and fear.
This cannot wait. We've run out of money.
Biden emphasis on the urgency of the situation, this cannot wait, we've run out of money, aligns with principles from Robert Cialdini's Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. Cialdini explains how creating a sense of urgency can effectively persuade people to act quickly, often bypassing careful consideration. This tactic aims to push Congress to act swiftly on Ukraine funding. Demonization and enemy construction.
We've all seen the brutality that Putin has inflicted on Ukraine. Invading another country, trying to subjugate his neighbors to his iron rule, committing atrocities against Ukrainian civilians.
The portrayal of Putin and his actions in extremely negative terms, committing atrocities, invading another country, is a tactic that can be connected to Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. Alinsky discusses the effectiveness of polarizing an issue and creating a clear enemy to unify and motivate a group. Biden's target is Putin, and the goal is to solidify opposition against him. Appeal to fear.
If Putin takes Ukraine, he won't stop there.
The use of potential negative consequences to instill fear, if Putin takes Ukraine, he won't stop there, reflects Cialdini's insights into the power of fear as a motivator. This tactic is intended to create anxiety about future outcomes, driving support for the Biden's position. Us versus them.
Extreme Republicans are playing chicken with our national security.
Creating a division between different groups, extreme Republicans versus others, is a tactic understood through Henry Tajfel and John Turner's social identity theory. This theory explains the human tendency to identify with an in-group while opposing an out-group, thus fostering a sense of unity among supporters and marginalizing opponents. Appeals to patriotism and moral high ground.
So I'm calling on Congress to do something and do the right thing, to stand with the people of Ukraine, stand against the tyranny of Putin, stand for freedom, literally stand for freedom.
Invoking national pride and moral values, stand against the tyranny of Putin, stand for freedom, can be analyzed through Jonathan Haidt's The Righteous Mind. Haidt's work suggests that people are often driven by moral intuitions, and aligning one's goals with widely accepted moral standards can be a powerful persuasive tool. False dilemmas and oversimplification.
We can't let Putin win. Say it again, we can't let Putin win.
Presenting issues in black and white terms, supporting Ukraine or enabling Putin, aligns with Richard E. Nisbet's The Geography of Thought. Nisbet discusses how people can be persuaded by simplified narratives that reduce complex issues to binary choices. Blame shifting and victim positioning.
Leader Schumer and Senate Democrats also have offered to let Republicans propose amendments to that border proposal. But Republicans have rejected it. Said, no, we don't want you to even introduce your proposal.
Accusing specific groups, for example, Republicans, of jeopardizing national security and positioning oneself as a victim aligns with Aaron Beck's Prisoners of Hate. Beck's work helps understand how such tactics can shift public perception, creating sympathy and support for the Biden's cause. About how effective Biden's speech was? Well, it probably hit home for folks who already agree with him or get swayed by the heartfelt and moral stuff he talked about. He was mainly aiming to convince Congress, especially those not too keen on Ukraine funding, and also to get the general public on board. But here's the thing. How people take his speech really depends on what they already believe. If you're nodding along with Biden, you'll likely find his speech super convincing. But if you're not a fan, you might just think he's trying to pull the wool over your eyes just wrapped up analyzing President Biden's speech, and it's loaded with classic propaganda techniques. Want to know how to not get swept up in similar speeches? Here are some friendly pointers. Be informed. Know your stuff. The more you know about the topic, the less likely you'll be swayed by fancy words. Recognize the tricks. Learn about common persuasion tricks. Once you know them, it's like having a secret decoder ring. Ask questions. If something sounds off, ask about it. It's a great way to get to the bottom of things. Think logically. Balance those emotional appeals with some good old logic and facts. Look at different angles. Don't just stick to one source. Check out different viewpoints to get the full picture. Keep it cool and respectful. Debate with calm and respect. It makes your argument stronger and you sound cooler. Push for the clear picture. Champion transparency in talks and decisions. It keeps things fair. Spread the word. Share what you know about these tactics with friends and family. The more people know, the better. There you go. Keep these in mind.